A heroes.
I mean, I guess Dota's happening, right? We
Yeah.
can talk about it.
Yeah,
Need some
sure.
toilet paper, Andy?
It's our job. I would love... dude, I needed toilet paper yesterday. You don't even know. I'm telling you, man. Don't ever drink energy drinks when you haven't eaten. It is really bad.
Oh, that's words
Like,
of wisdom.
normally I'm kind of like the garbage disposal who can eat anything, and it doesn't really have any immediate ramifications. But for whatever reason, it was just like, nope. And then suddenly, it was bad. I wouldn't have minded just crashing, you know, because every once in a while you get that, and you're kind of used to it. You feel tired, but you truck through. It's no big deal.
You just didn't have it in you yesterday.
Yesterday was a crash and explosive diarrhea. Wasn't good.
Thank you for sharing.
Hey, man. I feel like we're good enough friends to where I can
sure,
tell you about what kind of stuff's coming out of my butt. No big deal.
It doesn't take much for that, really.
Anyway, let's talk about the match at hand, boys. So Bruno has yet to be correct so far. Although, to be fair, a hero was banned that starts with an A.
Close enough.
It's decent.
Starts
but,
with 2A.
Yeah,
Oh, AA.
both of his names
Yeah.
have an A in it, or the first and second part of his name, I guess you would call it.
No, I guess then you can say Naga has an A in it somewhere as well.
It does, but
Yeah. So,
but he's
are we
saying,
going off
like,
this?
no, he was actually like doubly
Yeah,
correct.
he wants the axe, I guess.
He does. He did what he wants to act. Speaking of, he's not here
No,
yet.
soon.
Yeah. Never. I don't think he'll be in this game. Bold statement here.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think he will.
Your axe. Who do you want to lane against axe?
He can lane against a lot of stuff, to be honest. He has the patented "I'm just going to run at you" strategy.
Pretty scary as well.
Yeah, and then you get the creep wave on you intentionally because you want to spin. Does very well against melee heroes, ranged heroes. It's kind of it's arguable how well he can do. But my favorite matchups are like Axe against TA and Axe against Pudge.
In the mid lane.
Because in mid lane because you can destroy both of those heroes really easily.
What about Invoker?
No.
No.
It's not great.
I mean,
Because the thing is, if he's Exort, he's going to kill you. If he's Quas Wex, you never do any damage to him, and he's still going to kill you.
Yeah.
Just a little bit slower. So that matchup, I don't really feel like he could really do anything in.
yeah, so far the draft has been pretty standard. We saw Invoker first pick. The answer back was Batrider and Chen, I think.
Yeah.
And then Nyx Assassin as a counter to the Batrider. So, and then the standard offlane that Koifa plays a bit. We were talking about how Koifa was a playmaker. Nyx Assassin definitely can be the playmaker when you get a Blink Dagger and stun multiple things. So I don't think anything is out of the ordinary just yet. I could safely assume that Alliance will not get outdrafted and outlaned like the way that VP did against Fnatic just now. Like, for example, drafting an Ember and putting it in.
Yeah. I agree with that sentiment. I think Alliance, though, are notorious for being able to pick pretty much whatever they want, though.
And greedy.
Even in situations where they get outdrafted, I still feel like they play really well, and
Sure.
they can compensate for a lot of the time.
Do you feel that they get outlane a lot though? Like they may have greedy drafts, but the lanes generally work well.
Yeah, I would say that's true. Even in situations where you look at the lane matchups and you say the other team should potentially do better.
Yeah, and then they outplay kind of.
Yeah, it just seems like Alliance always just get stuff from bad situations. It's weird.
Okay.
You're playing Nyx in the offlane here, and you see a Chen. Does that make you happy? Because you're thinking to yourself, okay, I'm going to have a bit more space. You know, it's not a tri-lane. It's kind of a tri-lane, but it's...
Well, it's not just about the Chen, it's about what else is in the lane with the Chen. Because some heroes don't really offer much in the means of helping you gank for the safe lane. And you need like the perfect creep to do it. So say for instance you have a Spectre farming the safe lane. If the Chen comes to gank, unless he has like 2 trolls or a troll on an Ursa or something, there's a very low likelihood that you're going to be killing the Nyx. But if you're a Chen and you have a safe laner with like any disable, like a Sven or something like that, well, maybe Sven's not a great example against Nyx because of carapace, but just anyone who can offer something like Lifestealer, for example, a slow is still good enough in the early phases to where you can get a kill. So I think it's not really as dependent on what, if you have a Chen or not, it's just dependent on what the late is.
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually somewhat scared if I'm playing offlane Nyx against a Chen because, like you said, with any good safe lane, you almost guarantee the kill. But more importantly, Nyx Assassin doesn't do well when they are just pushing down your towers, if Alliance want to do that. So we're going to need to see some Team Liquid rotation from either Fluff or Way2 if that does happen. But very far from that. You know, there's a possibility that there is an offensive tri-lane. No, looks like we're going to see a little bit of jungle wars in between Fluff as well as Ake, who is most likely playing Enchantress and Chen respectively.
I do like the fact that they picked Enchantress because Alliance have this very interesting style of drafting where they very seldom think about particularly what lanes are going to be going where. They more think about what roles the heroes are trying to fulfill for the team. And S4 has openly said, I don't pick around lanes and I don't pick around traditional like drafting strategy. I just, this was ages ago, back before Lotus started captaining, obviously. But he said, I like to pick when I know we have initiation, if we need it, or are we just going to 5-man? Because in some situations, you don't need an initiator because you can walk into towers and kill them. But this draft actually already has both. It has a good means of pushing through Luna and Chen now, and it also has initiation on top of that. So being able to break the base is something that's always going to be favorable to them. And I think it speaks a lot to the Alliance style because even back when they picked Lone Druid a lot, obviously it's banned here, but when they did, it was like, we win a team fight, we get a tower, or we get 2 towers. They just always have that potential with every team that they pick.
I really think that's a gem because we still see in the professional levels that some teams just don't have initiation.
Yeah.
Like last game, obviously that was not the best example because Fnatic just got thrashed on so hard. What was their initiator? Batrider, but Batrider will be countered quite hard by the Earthshaker, Dazzle, and whatever else. So sometimes drafts just don't really kind of come together. Whether you have initiation team fights or push, if you just are drafting lane by lane by lane. And that S4 sentiment of drafting works so well for Alliance that they want a TI title with it. So
If you look at the bans as well from Team Liquid, they banned 3 of Vandal Bulldog's heroes. So at this stage, do they kind of think to themselves, okay, we kind of know what he can pick? Does that affect the draft?
Well, it does affect the draft, of course, because whenever you're taking away a specific player's hero pool, it's going to impact how the laning phase goes. And giving a Lone Druid to Alliance's team right now, they have no hero really to deal with it. I mean, Enchantress is the only one who can reasonably do damage to the bear, and you kind of have to be level 6 to do that. So there's going to be a huge portion in the game where he's going to be able to do more or less whatever he wants. And it could also lead into things like they're looking to pick more gank-type heroes, which means that the supports wouldn't be in lane. So heroes like Lone Druid and Nature's Prophet and Bounty Hunter would capitalize off that very well, because when the supports are roaming, you can just 1v1 versus whatever safe lane hero is there. And any 3 of those heroes would do fine in a 1v1. So maybe they're just looking to play it a bit more gank style. Yeah, there's a Slark, so there you go.
I mean, Alliance, Emerald Bulldog still has a couple hero left in pull. He could definitely play a Clockwork and
Timbersaw?
Yeah, Timbersaw's in there as well. So I don't think he's completely banned out. In fact, they're going to draft Emerald Bulldog's heroes last as they pick up Dazzle. So
Is it a surprise hero?
I don't think it is. But let's revisit that question that Shane brought up earlier. When you have Nyx Assassin going against the offlane of Luna, Dazzle, and Chen, that's pretty good, right? Like in terms of Alliance side, you have a mini stun, you have a range slow, and then if you have like a Furbolg or a Troll, that should be enough to get the kill on Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you get poison touched and there's a creep there, you're pretty much dead.
Yeah.
Especially with Blessing because of how much extra damage you're going to be doing at low levels. So I do think it's pretty terrifying for him. If he starts with boots, though, I don't really see how they could ever catch him. That's really my concern.
Well, Luna's like the second fastest character in the game.
Yeah, but the Luna is not really what's going to be getting the kill necessarily because the mini stun from Lucid Beam isn't even going to be there until level 2.
Right.
So you're going to have to hope that the Chen has a really good creep and they get like a net and a poison touch off first. And a Luna is not probably going to go boots in a safe lane against one hero. It just typically doesn't happen. So if the Nyx has boots and the Luna doesn't, sure, she's still almost as fast as him, but not quite, which means that he'll be able to outrun pretty much anything that comes out of the woods unless he gets smoked on or something.
So looking at the draft for Team Liquid so far, I think there is a possibility that Slark will be going mid. Back in the days, I think when Team Liquid went to China for whatever that tournament that Alliance won.
G-League.
G-League, where
Wasn't it
G1?
G1?
Yeah, G1, where Alliance just didn't lose a single match. Slark was the answer around that time. Slark was the answer against Batrider because Dark Pact does remove Sticky Napalm as well as Flaming Lasso and all the other bat spells. So that was Team Liquid's answer to Batrider, and Batrider was a hero, like insane hero back in the day. So again, we could see Invoker mid. That's very, very normal. But a safe lane Invoker with Slark mid definitely will work as well.
If you're safe lane Invoker, are you almost forced to go Exhort? Like, is that the... Like, you can't... Do you feel you can't go Quas Wex, or how does it...
I think people had a tendency to go Exort because it transitions more into a hard carry type of a play style, I guess, because of the damage that you do. Quaswex isn't known for its damage output. It's known for the control that it gives you during the mid game and being able to like influence team fights in a big way. So I think people often went Exort because not only does it give you that heavy physical damage output that a lot of carries would do anyway, but you don't have to move around a lot with it because you can just Sunstrike for kills. And Mirana, S4,
Okay.
I have not seen this before. Have
Did you see what they did there? They picked the Batrider first because they're automatically assuming that S4 is playing Batrider because he's so good at the hero. And then
I don't think they thought it that far through, man.
You don't think so?
That's like super mega next level if they thought that.
No, I mean, every time that when Alliance drafts the Batrider, S4 plays it.
Yeah.
This is actually the first time.
This is oh shit, we don't have any heroes left for Bulldog. Guess you're playing Bat.
I mean, there's Clock and Timbersaw, which I think do just fine.
I don't actually like Clock against Liquid's team.
Okay.
I think that cogging is a death sentence against Shadow Shaman and Invoker.
Fair enough.
And Luna has a short range as well.
I think that Timbersaw suffers equally because of the amount of mini stun that Liquid have. Like, if you get cold snapped, you can get Spike Carapace because he walks into melee range, Impale, Mana Burns, Hex, Shackle. There's so many ways to disable that hero, and he would have been the only frontline hero, right? Mm-hmm. And in those cases where you have to go in pretty much by yourself, you don't have another hero to buffer for you, you're eating every disable.
Sure.
And you will explode. So I don't really think either of them were really that viable here.
I love the way EGM like buys all his items. Doesn't buy any support items at all.
Yeah, he says, you know what, Ake, cut off your feet. You don't need anything.
Get a ring of protection.
I mean,
you'll be grand.
It's quite normal because Chen was one of those heroes that can actually just buy everything in the beginning. Literally starts with no item and be fine.
Still has 150 gold as well.
Yeah. You know what I'm actually like find it interesting is that on his courier, EGM has watched 45 international games. You think he just went back? It's like, oh, we want TI. Let's just watch all the games.
Like, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was a good game.
God, I did great there.
What a coil.
Good stuff.
I would have rewatched it. Shit.
Yeah.
The battle begins.
I've never seen S4's Mirana, though.
Not a
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see how this plays out. The thing is, whenever you send Mirana in a 1v1 mid, you're not necessarily looking for the Mirana to win the lane. You're just looking for the Mirana to get levels, maybe get some farm, go even, you know, at worst. And then if you land a couple of lucky arrows or something like that, you can get very easy solo kills.
Yeah, it's very seldom that we see Mirana do very well on the mid lane. Like, Sing Sing is about the only player I've seen do it well and do it consistently well because he just finds so many kills during the mid game. And I think Alliance S4 needs to do that because this Exort Invoker is just going to walk all over him in the laning phase unless he gets a lot of ganks from the Chen.
The base damage difference between these two heroes is massive. I mean, we're talking 58 comparison to what? 54? Actually, it's not that big. I thought it was bigger than that.
It'll be bigger once Invoker
yeah, I
gets
mean, when he hits 3, it'll be it'll be more. But
4.
Oh yeah, that's right because
he'll learn quads.
Yeah, you're right. You know what, man? When you're right, you're right.
Can't argue with Shane, man.
I actually play a lot of Dota, in fairness.
To be fair, I woke up at like 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's not great.
Yesterday, I didn't know what Hastrun did. What did that say?
That was actually funny.
Yeah, it happens.
Both of me and Shane were looking at each other. I was like, is he being serious right now?
I don't know what's going on.
Does he actually not know?
I've been told that apparently the mechanics for Dota 1 and Dota 2 regarding Hastrun is different, so I think it was remembered differently.
Okay.
But that was just an excuse, you know.
Are we going with that?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I'll believe him.
Mechanics.
I'll give it to him, man.
Actually, if we look at the CS chart here, S4 is leading by 2 denies, over Boba, which
you have to wait till he gets the Forward Spirits out.
I mean, S4, you can't take anything away from him. He's doing work right now.
Well, I think it's a matter of Mirana has a very smooth animation. She's one of my favorite heroes to last hit on, not because her base damage is great, but just because it feels nice to last hit.
That's subjective, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but I would think that a lot of people...
Way.
You really don't like Mirana's last hit?
I feel it's slow. I feel it's kind of like Clinks, I
love it, man.
Clinks is on a different level.
I think her last hit...
By the way, Gank coming on the mid lane here is going to be a arrow followed through Boba in a lot of trouble here. Who's going to get the first blood? Sunstrike didn't get dropped.
Courier!
Oh my god, the Courier's on the run. It's juking.
Oh, he got it.
No!
Oh my god.
That's a double kill.
GG. You heard it here
Bruno's
first.
been called.
Bruno with a 2-minute and 30-second. That is really like a disaster, though. Like, he wasn't even doing that well in the first place, and then he gets first blooded.
Okay, my chair just
and then the courier died.
Oh, who needs the toilet paper now?
I think you're good.
Yeah, my chair just fell down.
Yeah, this is definitely not the ideal start for Liquid. And
he didn't get the permanent shield.
What, the Nyx?
Yeah.
I think he... did he actually start with boots? Or did he start with a stout shield and then buy... I think he had to have started with boots, right?
Yeah, probably bought the...
Stout shield at the side shop. You can buy both. That's why I was asking, because I didn't know if he
bought
saved
boots,
money.
would be able to afford a salve and tangos.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, he bought a shield.
By the process of effing elimination.
Boom,
Look, you're the
baby.
math guy, Lumi. You should have had that like instantly.
That's just logic, and none of us have it except Shane. So
Whatever, man. It's fine. This is fine.
what is
So-
not fine is Boba. Like he
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Well, he's still 15-6. He's actually leading CS right now over S4, even though he's died. So it's not the end of the world for him,
Sure.
but it's definitely not ideal. The one thing that I want to talk about, though, is if we're farming a Slark versus a Mirana, clearly these two heroes have two completely different things that they offer. I mean, TC is going to offer a ridiculously strong mid game. He's going to be able to create space for his team, which makes Slark function a little bit different than traditional one heroes who just kind of eat the map as hard as they can.
Like anti-majors.
Yeah, he functions a little bit differently. So for me, I think TC's impact in this game is going to be pretty damn important.
Admiral Bulldog being very greedy right now. He looks like the double damage was denied to him by Fluff and stuff. Good micro, netted him, stunned him. But regardless, he was able to steal a lot of experience from way too.
What's this stuff? He has fluff, and what's the stuff like?
Fluff and stuff.
But what is the stuff?
Does it have to be a specific thing? Can it just be stuff?
Yeah, I guess it has to be a thing. Yeah.
Because everyone's going to have stuff as, you know, their own perception of what stuff is. So,
But what's his stuff?
I don't know, you have to ask him. My stuff is different than his stuff.
I'll get on that.
There you go.
It's fucking deep, guys.
Next time on ASUS RG
I love
DreamLeague,
that.
we'll find out his stuff.
He bought a flying courier, but there's no walking courier.
Hey, man. Next level. I mean, it's going to be respawning soon, so you might as well buy it. And you never know if you're going to randomly get ganked and then you lose the money and then all of a sudden you can't upgrade the courier. Although I guess that's kind of unlikely as a jungler. More likely as a support.
Yeah, Liquid Boba is about to get randomly ganked. There's another smoke incoming right in. Double Centaurs around this
man.
time. Oh no, is that going to be a Tro? Well, there's a Tro. The arrow's going to follow through the Centaur Stomp. Looking pretty good. And Ake is going to get yet another kill. Well, that's the way to actually beat Invoker mid.
Gank him.
Yeah.
Exhort to Invoker. He can't handle it.
I mean,
think
to
it's
be
kind
fair,
of a-
even if he had Ghost Walk, a simple sentry into, ensnare creep.
But if he
would've done the-
tornadoed, he wouldn't have got stumped.
I guess.
Yeah, he cold snapped the Centaur pretty much right away. So his reaction was definitely there. I think, yeah, Quaswex would have saved him. But you also have to remember, if he goes Quaswex, he does worse in the lane against Mirana because he's not going to have the base damage lead to be able to, reliably outlast hit the hero.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really just getting the opportunity to stay consistent with Bulba's farm because he keeps getting ganks. If it was just Bulba sitting here in a 1v1, he would be pulling ahead in terms of the overall farm. But since he's dead most of the time, he's not able to do much.
Yeah, I mean, Ake right now is really doing a lot for the team. He is already poised to get a gank up on the top lane. You can see that Loda as well as EGM's trying to push the lane, and once the lane is pushed, here comes the Centaur as well as the Furbox. Koifa is completely trapped. The Furbox clap's going to be there. The Centaur Stomp on point as well, but where's the follow-up? Here comes the Poison Sting. Impale's going to hit on two. The right clicks are doing so much damage. Chesapeake's going to get one kill, but here comes TC. They have the Grave here for EGM. He's still alive. The big ultimate. Oh, wow, TC being driven away. TC, in fact, is going to be going down to the right clicks. Lunar's Blessing doing a ton of work. Sunstrike's going to miss as well.
This is not going well. What made that 10 times worse is the fact that TC actually TP'd up and died, and now they're going to lose a tier 1.
Yep.
So, you know what was really weird about that gank is it was
mid
very...
lane here, double Starfall is going to hit on Boba. Haste Rune on S4. He's not going to die for it. And what a snare coming out from Fluff and his stuff. That is the stuff right there.
That's
you
what
go.
the stuff is.
Yeah.
Case closed.
But regardless, I mean, S4 died there, but they got a tier 1 tower. It's still a big alliance lead.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the early game has been phenomenal, and Loda is already leading in CS by a decent margin, considering it's only 7 minutes into the game. I mean, 51 CS at 7 minutes. That's damn near perfect, if not perfect.
What is it, 74? At 10
No,
minutes?
it's 82 at 10 is
82.
perfect, because it's 2
Well,
catapults.
in the Potato League, it's 74.
What? No, the Potato League, it's like 20.
We're like
I'm just
15,
saying.
but
Yeah, it's not like super good, but TC needs to have a very good game, I think, against the kind of lineup that Alliance is running. Otherwise, they're just going to lose other map control too quickly. And I think Slark functions a lot better when he has room. And speaking of not having room, Bulldog not having a great time. Shackle's going to break. Sunstrike, I actually think, still made contact there. And it's going to be a kill on Bulldog. So Liquid trying to claw their way back in.
Yeah, for those of you guys that are having trouble with Slark in your pub games, one of the best ways to actually beat him is not allow him to snowball and make sure that your supports have a lot of gold. Because when the Slark has treads and your supports have boots, he is going to just walk over them. A way to actually do that is get those tier 1 towers, and so far they're doing it. S4 is trying to go for that kill. Arrow right in the face. Double Starstorm, it's gonna hit. Fluff. Ah, no untouchable. Sadness.
I find it a little bit weird that he didn't arrow first, but I knew that he was going for the close range Starstorm to make sure that he got the double hit. So, I mean, it was interesting. Worked out.
Yeah.
Got the job done.
The DD bait, man. The DD bait.
Did you see the GIF the other day?
The
When
DK?
DK DD bait?
Yeah,
Oh my
that
God.
was sick.
That was insane.
How sad.
And he's like, okay,
Was it
Shadow
against
Grave.
a Storm, right?
Yeah,
So they had to
yeah.
perfectly lined it up, man.
It was
That-
Mushi, right?
It was
think.
Team DK versus, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, Mushi is the one who baited it, right? Like he landed the first kill or whatever.
I guess. It was like a Centaur that initiated. I don't remember who.
Man, that was so good.
Okay, so walk us through it here, Andy. Like, if you're having a very tough game for Invoker mid, where you get kills twice against you, where you lost the courier, like, what do you actually do? Especially on a hero that needs to get some kills early and experience early.
I think with the kind of lineup that Liquid has, what he's going to be going for is go for the double Forge Spirits, group up with the Enchantress, try to force some early engagements, because we've kind of forgot about Way2. I mean, he is level 6.
Yeah.
So if they want to drop Mass Serpent Wards and, you know, Forge Spirit, Enchantress, push a tower, they can definitely do that. They can also try to smoke gank, which is what they're doing now. I think going for Loda is it's an okay choice. He's gone Drums Treads, so he's pretty durable. And they are smoking top, so they're going to go for him. I think this is a bit of a risk. I think just trying to push S4 back mid might have been the better option. Although Loda could have very easily TP'd to that lane as well. So, I mean, they're behind. They're going to go for it. Loda's really far away from the tower. Sunstrike's going to be there after the net, and they're going to get a pretty easy kill. So, pretty fortunate that he was pushed out that far. I think if he was farming his own woods even, it would have been a lot harder to get that kill, but they secure it nonetheless.
That was actually a very, very good smoke game because it came so fast. Like, I think Fluff just went by mid and Boba just backed up. They smoked and went top mid. There was no hesitation whatsoever. And the cool thing, like you said, once they do get the gank, Double Force Spirit is online. I don't think they're going to get this tier 1 tower, but I say that, you could see that Way2, or excuse me, TC is teleporting up there with the Slark. So there's a possibility that if they get 1 or 2 more kills under this tower, they could just kind of bulldoze their way down there. Meanwhile, Arrow lands on the mid lane of Koifa. Man, S4 doing what Sing does best, hit arrows and get kills.
Shoot arrow, hit arrow, man. That's how it works. And this tier 1 is in a heck of a lot of trouble. This is a double troll summoner, I think. Or one of them died, but he did have 2 at the beginning of this push. And safe lane tier 1 drops in favor of Liquid.
Kind of like what you said, need to get some kills and then push towers. But they got to protect the tier 1 tower in mid lane as EGM as well as S4. Do a little bit of pressure.
Oh, that TP could be a little bit dangerous. Quickfa's not level 6. He does not have Vendetta. He's going to get spotted out. Centaur and Tomato going behind enemy lines here to try to stop.
That's the Carapaccio order.
Yeah, he does. He does indeed. And they're actually just going to continue pushing in the top lane in the meantime. So Liquid, they're going for 2. And I think that Alliance are probably just going to do the same thing.
Oh no, they actually back off. At least Chen is going back in the jungle. They're going to do a little bit of pot shot here, but you know, with Way2 having that Mass Serpent Ward, they actually push quite quicker in short bursts. And here comes a good old Shadowblade on TC.
What do you guys think of Shadowblade?
I don't like it here.
I don't like it either.
Here's the thing, right? You're going to get maybe 1 or 2 initiates with the Shadowblade, and you're going to be like, okay, we get a kill or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, if those kills result in towers, then it's not that bad. But most of the time, a Shadowblade is going to get maybe 1 or 2 initiations max before it's countered every single time. And then you're never going to be able to use that item to get in. Because ideally, as Slark, you want to be able to pop your ulti when you're in the fight, or you're trying to escape because you know that's your guaranteed, hey, I'm not going to get hit by anything, especially against Alliance's lineup. They don't have any AoE damage outside of Firefly, which is very easy to dodge. So it's not like they have Lion Stuns and Fissures and stuff like that where they can still kill you in your ulti. You're actually just like 100% safe. So I don't really care for it that much, but we'll see if he's able to utilize it.
I mean, there's always the standard argument of, hey, you know, I'm getting Shadowblade, that's going to put pressure on your support to get more gold and whatnot.
They already had that pressure with the Invoker, though.
I would agree with that, but Alliance have no issues 5-manning.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not that big of a deal for them to go for sentries if they know they're going to be pushing as an entire team, because the investment is well worth it, and most of the time they're going to push, it's going to result in towers.
Yep, completely agree. That's why I don't like that item choice. I feel like you need to get a little bit tankier and beefier if you're the one that's walking in. And speaking of Shadowblades, look at Ake. He's switching a creep. Gonna be going for the Dark Troll Summoner. which is going to allow him to net down that Slark and make him revealed. Koifa is in the enemy jungle trying to find somebody to kill.
Having a little nose.
Oh, Fluff is going to get completely zoned out. There's a blink deck. Okay, Fluff. Not sure.
Koifa, he wants to go for the kill. They're going to be able to pick off EGM, perhaps. Is he going to get the Grave in time? He does. The Eclipse comes in from Loda, and they don't even get EGM. It's a double kill for Airwave Alliance.
Oh my god.
That's sad.
So normally that looks very odd because you're ganking deep behind your tier 2 in the enemy jungle with just 2 heroes. But I really think what they had envisioned in mind is Vendetta, Impale into a Sunstrike, immediate kill, and get the hell out. But that's obviously not what happened with Fluff getting caught out.
Another thing about Slark is he gives his support so much, like, an easier time when they're anti-warding.
Sure.
Because he can spot all the wards with his ultimate.
Yeah,
like, it's a big deal.
It is to a certain extent, but I think with the lineup that Alliance is playing, they don't really care about the vision as much.
Because they're all together.
As long as they have on-demand vision for things like
Radiant's
sentries, just
middle
making sure they can
tower
see
is
him
under
when he
attack.
Shadow Blades in. That's their biggest concern. Because they don't necessarily need to see if they know that Liquid's just sitting on their side of the map, or they're split pushing, which is what they're doing now. Like TC and Way2 are going bottom, and Alliance are just going for the top tier one. So it's just continual trading of map control right now. And there's going to be a teleport reaction coming in from Alliance. Massive rewards drop. Looks like it's going to be a cancel from Loda. Doesn't want to commit to that defense. I don't necessarily blame him. I think in these situations where you see the entirety of, like, you know, Serpent Wards dropped, Forge Spirits up, just sack the tower. Like, there's no reason to risk it. I mean, they still trade 1 for 1.
I mean, if you actually bait out the tower, or sorry, if you bait out the Mass Serpent Ward, that's a fine TP. That means they can't actually pressure your tier 2, whereas you could stay on wherever you are and continue pressuring. And speaking of pressuring, look at Admiral Bulldog leading the team going into the enemy jungle. They do have the Blink Dagger online, and they do see Fluff. Fluff is on the run, popping the healing attendants. Here comes the Impale. That's going to hit on 2. Pretty good stuff here. They're going to focus on the Admiral Bulldog. He's still alive. Where's the Grave? There's a Grave finally coming out online. Admiral Bulldog still doing a lot of work. Liquid Koifa being dragged up. He's dead. Boba in a lot of trouble in the middle. He is also dead. Team fight not going well for Team Liquid right now.
It wasn't really a team fight, though. Arrow cancels a TP on Way2 as well. They're going to get 3 for 1, only losing Bulldog. And all of a sudden, Liquid just seem to not be...
They're going for the Necro Books and Invoker to try and get back into it.
Well, I mean, that's really the only choice that you can make. When the other team is leading you by this much in just a 15-minute game, I mean, for crying out loud, Loda has Treads, BKB,
Fluff.
Drums. Fluff is very sad right now.
Fluff is
It's the war of the junglers.
Okay.
Although TC is nearby, so I don't really think that Ake is going to necessarily
Well,
commit to this
oh
too.
my god, the arrow.
Okay. Sadness incarnate.
So if there was
He's been watching
anybody...
Sing, man.
If there was anybody wondering whether S4 could play Mirana, seems like he can play it quite well.
To be honest, though, the easiest arrows are the ones where people run in straight lines. I mean, even if it's from far away, I'm not saying it was a bad arrow. I'm just saying that people who don't
He had vision as well.
Yeah.
He had the ward on the
I mean, I don't think Fluff expected it.
Oh, he definitely didn't.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, the arrow came from where the tree was. So he couldn't actually see there.
Right.
And it was nighttime. So
Fluff is their in-game leader as well, isn't he?
I believe so.
So he's probably telling people what to do and all this when he's walking back to the base.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, "Duh, arrow to the face."
All of a sudden, you just hear that noise, and you're just like,
No.
everybody knows what
No.
the arrow sounds like.
And your
right?
screen kind of shakes red.
Yeah.
You know, you take damage. You're like, no.
I've had that happen to me so many times to where I've been looking away from where my hero actually is, because you know
Yeah.
sometimes you click around to look at other
Yeah,
stuff,
have a little goose and a gander.
and then
TC's not looking away because he just got Flaming Lasso. Oh no, the Impale did not
Chainstone.
hit. TC Shadowblade's not getting him out of there. Koifa, though, is going to use his Vendetta back out. There's no Sentry on the ground, but regardless, they got TC dead for 30 seconds, and that means Alliance have a big window to actually destroy this
no
tier 3
glyph
tower.
either. No glyph for Liquid, so I'm assuming the Alliance either just they're going to back into Roshan or something, or they're going to go high ground.
Roche is
dead.
not alive.
dead.
They did it.
Oh, it's dead.
Yeah.
Am I drunk?
I am.
All right, whatever. So they're going to get a Rax pretty much.
Big meatball. It's going to delay this a little bit further.
It didn't really hit anyone.
Hit 2 creeps.
How's it going to fail? Bulldog taking some damage. He made the mana burn as well.
Man, they wish they have a...
Oh, okay.
Oh, what a mana pause.
Let's assess this situation.
Okay, so here's my 2 cents, okay? If they lose this Rax, there's pretty much, I would say 0% chance that they can win.
0.
Maybe 1.
Give them 1. Give them 2.
I'll give him 1.
I'm giving them 2.
I'll give him 1. It's like the
Okay.
Staff Cup game. We were like 45-0. I gave him 1. That's what I'm going to do here.
You know, in that SAF Cup, even though when I say we, just the 4 of us,
Right.
played really well.
Wait, isn't there
Nobody
5
gave
people on
up.
the team?
Yeah, that other one guy sucked.
Who
so
was that?
James lost safe lane against a Wisp, as
He
Timber
was
saw.
2-16, man.
Yeah.
It's hard. No, the Wisp shoots balls at you. It's pretty hard.
I have to say though, nobody was complaining to each other. We were like, okay, here's what we need to do, right? We need to farm a hex on the Enchantress. Didn't get there, unfortunately. We need you to tank it up in the front line, buybacks and shit. Like we had everything planned, but didn't happen. Anyways, back in the game.
It fell flat, yeah. It was a good story, though. I liked it. I was in it. I was in it to win it. So the tier 3
Has
drops.
fallen.
S4 gets it.
Load is pretty low.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty low,
that
but
Aegis?
I don't think he necessarily,
earn-
he
earn a
doesn't
dazzle.
care.
Yeah, they're gonna just slowly poke away at this Rax and those glaive. Not exactly at that OP glaive
Dire's
moment
top
yet.
tower is under
Oh,
attack.
arrow.
Getting there.
It's on TC.
Oh,
Flame breaks there as well,
TC.
doing quite a bit of damage. I think Loda wanted to go for the Illusion Beam, but he couldn't get it. They're going to get the Pounce and the Aegis.
Okay, pretty good.
Impetus doing some damage to Ake. Loda's coming up again in a second. He still has BKB. And I think they want to try to commit to this very aggressive leap coming out from S4. I don't know what. I feel like he wanted to try to get a double Starstorm again, but he just leapt in the wrong direction. So Melee Rax still taking some damage.
Okay, if they could get a good impel right now, there's a meteor back online, but unfortunately the Rax is going to be going down.
There's no
TC
sense
cannot
towards them.
decide whether he wants to go in or not, and that's going to be the Rax.
Yeah, this is kind of
Radiant's
expected.
middle barracks
After they use the
has
glyph,
fallen.
it's just like, what do you really do? I mean, how do you commit to a fight?
Radiant's bottom tower
Slark is very weak against these kind of lineups that 5-man pretty early.
He wants to pick off the support.
And the thing is, since the middle lane went so badly for Liquid, they had no one to even make space for TC. It was more like, hey, TP top, we're getting dove. Oh, sorry, you died too.
TC
Suddenly-
was trying to make space for the team.
Yeah, he's 0-2-0.
Radiant's
Like,
bottom
He's on my
tower is
team.
under
it's
attack.
not been fantastic.
Are we at negative points here?
I don't know. I think
I could go check right now.
it's
There you go.
close.
What are we rocking here?
Okay, so Fluff's got... Wait, Toto. Boba's got 4.6. That's respectable. TC's got 1.1. Noda's got 5.7.
Oh, EGM 7.7 again. What a pickup.
How does Ake has 8.1?
Because they didn't ganks mid.
Tower kills, man. And
Does
he's
he have
4-0-6, yeah.
Man, it's that 2.1.
Okay, he just bought a Vanguard. That's a Vanguard, Chen.
Look, man, sometimes you gotta just tank up.
It's probably pretty hard to
Art
hold the
Style would be
wand.
proud.
Wait, is he mad on the Vanguard, is he?
Art Style loved Vanguard. Art Style would make Vanguard to the point where I would actually get angry at him for making Vanguards. Like, he would do Vanguard CK, and I would just lose it. I'd be like, why did you make a Vanguard? Just make an armlet, man. And that was way back when armlet toggle was still really
Oh, that was
ridiculous.
crazy.
And Vanguard was like nerfed Vanguard.
Yeah, Vanguard was the broken, it doesn't even block as much as it says it
Radiant's
blocks
bottom
Vanguard.
tower
Yeah.
has fallen.
But anyways, I mean, Chen's 4-0-6. Gotta keep that streak alive.
Yeah.
And ain't dying here.
Well, Liquid, they get the tier 1 middle.
Has fallen.
They lose their
what
tier
cost?
1 or tier 2 safe lane, excuse me, in the meantime.
All right, so at this fight, they have everything online. They gotta hit a 2-3 minute impale. And speaking of which, Admiral Bulldog is hovering on the side, getting flying vision with due to Firefly, and he's getting ready to jump. But it seems like Team Liquid is completely prepared. They know Admiral Bulldog's coming from south.
Oh, TC wants to go for the engagement, possibly. Eats a Illusion Beam. Gonna heal up, pounces away.
Damn Hadoukens,
Courier
man.
just walked into the entirety of Alliance, but no one seemed fit to attack it, so it's gonna just float its little bunny way back, and
Shadow
Glyph's
Blade.
gonna be up soon.
Man, they're just slowly chipping away, and they're, I think, waiting for TC to get that one critical pounce off. Here comes the Impale, it whips. Time to back out. Delta split time. Oh, DC, he's forced to engage, has forced to pop the ultimate. It does find S4, but the BKB comes out from S4. Here comes the last on TC, and unfortunately, he's going to be going down once again. Eclipse coming out from Loda, and the rest of Team Liquid just drops.
Yeah, it's not looking great, and there's the GG.
Damn, who get the last kill?
Oh yeah, we still checked that.
Oh, yeah, that's
Is
right.
it the same
It
one?
was Murana?
S4, yeah.
Yeah.
Radiant's
I think it was
bottom
Ake.
tower
No, wait, no, yeah, it was Ake, because
Yeah.
after Fluff died, he typed GG. So, there you go. Ake gets the last kill of game 2 of the day.
It was
Ake
the
too
same
good.
story in this game again. The mid lane kind of decided the game nearly.
Yeah. I think the biggest issue they had is they picked a hero who kind of needed to like be active but couldn't because he doesn't function against 5-mans. It's like when we used to see Bounty Hunter all the time.
Are you talking about Slark here? When
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking
Okay.
about Slark. Because obviously Luna can 5-man just because her aura benefits the team and it actually helps you push. Even though people consider her a hero who needs a lot of farm, you can still 5-man with her just because of the aura. But you can't do that with a Slark. The Slark needs openings, like heroes that are actually split up to be able to go for kills, like Isolation.
And that
but
was
he
more or
never had
less Invoker's job to push here, get killed there, to split up the map, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
To kind of force reactions, kind of apply pressure here and there, maybe hope for like TP reactions, and then the
Okay.
Slark can start doing work. But it never really seemed to happen. I think maybe Liquid's lineup was a little bit anemic in the sense that they had some kind of push, but the Enchantress didn't really. She got a couple of kills, but it was mainly when Alliance were 5-manning, right? They weren't like ganking or anything. At least not that what I saw. They killed what S4 once when he was mid, I think.
He died.
Yeah, with the net. It was
Yeah, they killed him
when
one
Fluff
time.
and stuff came in with the net. Yeah.
But that was pretty much it. Otherwise, it was pretty much all Alliance all the way. So congratulations to them. We got one more game coming up next for you guys here on the ASUS Dream League, but not yet, because we got to take a break. We'll be right back.